After 10 months of waiting, we only have a few more days to kick off as the Baldwin Wallace Yellow Jackets are set to kick off the 2024 season when they host the Wittenberg Tigers. Hello, everyone. I'm Matt Florjancic, and this is the Swarm, a BW football podcast. And over the next 30 minutes, we'll break down the game. We'll talk to Vinny Lomeo, wide receiver for the offense, star defensive end Jordan Smith, and head coach Jim Hilvert to preview the matchup. And we'll also take a look at some of the other activities that will be on campus this week, as all sports will be underway by the end of the weekend. But first, let's get into the preview with Vinny Lomeo, wide receiver. Vinny, thank you very much for taking the time to be with us. It's nice to talk with you in the lead up to this Saturday's season opener.
Yeah, no problem. Thanks for having me.
Vinny, when you take a look at what's ahead, how excited are you to be back in game action? You've been in practice for a while. You've been working through things all off season, but now that first game week is here. What's the mentality like?
Just one day at a time, trying to win the week every week. All the players, everyone is stoked to hit someone new team. We scrimmaged Grove City and just coming off a Worcester scrimmage, so ready for this week, ready for week one.
What were the experiences like with those scrimmages? Do you feel like this team's ready to go in the right mindset?
Yeah, 100%. Everyone's ready to roll. Everyone's healthy, ready to get the plays going. Worcester was really good at do that every year, but Grove City, something new this year that Coach Hilvert added, just a different team, different look that will give us the whole season. So looking forward to the season.
What was something that you really tried to focus on during the offseason to improve on from last year?
For me personally?
Yes.
Probably just flexibility, I think, as a wide receiver, doing a lot of running, so trying to be as flexible as possible all the time, helping with not any hamstring pulls, groin pulls, stuff like that, just keeping us fresh throughout the whole season, so stretching.
Okay. You had a good mix of underclassmen and senior leadership on offense last year. How does the offense look this year? Is there a little bit of a new look to it?
Yeah, a lot of younger guys stepping up in different roles. We lost a lot of seniors last year, but guys like me and Jordan are stepping up in the leadership roles this year, but kind of a good mix of both, I would say.
What are some of the lessons that you've learned from previous leaders that you're now trying to build upon as you become that senior leader?
Yeah, guys like Darius Stokes, John Murray are two guys on the offensive side of the ball. My last 4 years here have been great leaders to look up to and just kind of pick away things that they've done throughout my years here and try to build off of that.
Some big shoes to fill with those two
100%, yeah.
You mentioned that you've been here for 4 years. This is year 5 for you?
Yes.
Why did you want to come back and have this 5th year?
I just believe in this team, believe in the coaching staff, great support system around me. I think we have some unfinished business against teams in our division and our conference. Just looking forward to this year, and I believe in these guys.
Obviously, the game in front of you is the one you talk about, but is there one other game that you're really looking forward to, maybe one or two other games that you're really looking forward to this year?
Obviously, all OAC games are something big, but obviously just trying to win the week and looking forward to Wittenberg. Can't overlook them. It's a big rivalry game. Coach Hilvert's done a great job of bringing in old alumni to talk about the renewed rivalry with Coach Tressel and different alum that come in. So just looking forward to Wittenberg right now.
Let's talk about that because it has been a while since Baldwin Wallace has played Wittenberg in a regular season game or any game on the gridiron. What's it been like learning that history and getting to talk to Yellow Jacket legends like Coach Tressel? It's
been awesome, and to be honest, I didn't know much about the rivalry before this year and this offseason. So, again, Coach Hilvert and the coaching staff has been great educating us about the history and the tradition of BW versus Wittenberg, and it's been awesome to hear old coaches, especially Coach Tressel, come in and talk to us about different stories, the national championship game and his father coaching BW against Wittenberg, and just been awesome to hear about those stories and the tradition.
You're a Western New York kid. Mm-hmm. What brought you here to Berea, and how grateful are you that you made that decision?
Very grateful. Probably the best decision of my life. Looking at schools throughout my high school process of getting recruited, Baldwin Wallace was great to me. 3 hours away from Buffalo, New York. They have a great sport management program here also. Obviously love the athletic program and the coaches here, Coach Hilvert, Coach Lewis, and now Coach Brown have been great. but also the sport management program also lured me in here to BW.
And the Sport Management Club here has a very good reputation. They're out doing every major event that you can think of. They've helped at the Olympics, the Super Bowl. Have you gotten an opportunity in the second semester, because obviously your fall is pretty busy, to take advantage of some of those events and work them?
Yeah, I've actually been working the Super Bowl for the last 3 years in LA, Phoenix, and Vegas now, and different golf tournaments at Firestone and whatnot. But also just a great experience overall in local events and in and around the city of Cleveland.
What's been your favorite?
I would probably say LA was awesome to see Super Bowl 3 years ago now.
Nice. And do you have plans to do more this year?
Maybe help out. I mean, now I'm a MBA student, business analytic track, so maybe help out here and there, but probably not Super Bowl anymore.
Okay. Well, taking a look back to the football side of things, what are your goals for this final season that you have here?
Definitely to be a leader on the team on the offensive side of the ball and just the team in general. Definitely to show the younger guys the right way to do stuff and practice in the games, but also just win the week, go 1-0 every week against any team we're facing.
Vinny, thank you very much for taking the time. I greatly appreciate it. Nice talking with you. Look forward to catching up with you as the season goes on.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
This is a very even rivalry across the 42 meetings. It's even at 21 wins apiece. The winner on Saturday will have bragging rights until the rivalry is renewed once again next year in Springfield, Ohio. But the Yellow Jackets have the one that probably matters most throughout the series, as they have a win over the Wittenberg Tigers in the Stag Bowl in the 1978 Amos Alonzo Stag Bowl National Championship game. The Baldwin Wallace Yellow Jackets went down to Phoenix City, Alabama, and handed the Tigers the setback to claim the NCAA Division III National Championship for the first time in school history. Baldwin Wallace brought back some heavy hitters on the alumni side to try and get the boys ready for what they will face on Saturday afternoon at noon at Finnie Stadium. And we caught up with Jordan Smith, star defensive end of the Baldwin Wallace Yellow Jackets, to talk about everything Wittenberg and his experience at Baldwin Wallace. I'm now joined by Jordan Smith, defensive lineman for the Baldwin Wallace Yellow Jackets. Jordan, thank you very much for taking the time. I greatly appreciate the opportunity to talk with you.
Thank you for having me.
It's been a long time since you've been on the field, since last November. How excited are you to just get to game week and get this season started?
I'm very excited. I like how our schedule is planned out. We got Wittenberg, the rivalry, 21-21 right now, so I'm really excited for that.
Talk about that, because it's been a while since we've played each other, Baldwin Wallace and Wittenberg. What's it been like for you to get to learn about the history of the rivalry from people who have participated in it, including some pretty big names?
Yeah, Coach Hilvert's done a good job of bringing in some older names from the past that participated in this rivalry, and the school's done a really good job of getting everybody behind us, all the football alumni, so it's a really cool experience to be able to play for them and for my team.
How cool is it that that's going to be at home, and a lot of those alumni are going to try to make the trip to come here, and you're renewing the rivalry, and you get to start it here rather than having to go to Springfield?
Oh, yeah, I love it. I can't wait. I like playing in front of big crowds. That's why I came to BW. They got the #1 attendance in the OAC, so I'm really excited to be a part of that game, that atmosphere.
Taking a look at what you've done to get to this point, what was your offseason like? What were some of the things that you did and wanted to improve on to get ready for this fifth year that you have?
Personally, I would say my leadership qualities. I really want to bring a lot of young guys with me to summer lifts and working on the field, getting extra pass rush in and stuff like that.
And how did those younger guys take that, essentially coaching from you?
Oh yeah, they take it very well. They know I have a lot of experience playing. I've been playing since I was a sophomore, so they know I have a lot of experience, and they listen to me, and I thank them for that.
And similarly to what we talked with Vinny about, you've had the opportunity to play alongside and learn from some great defensive linemen. The name that pops out to me is Sekou Amani, just the career that he had here and outstanding play that he would make. I mean, you've done your fair share of sacking the quarterbacks as well. How are you able to pass those lessons on from a guy like Sekou to be that conduit to the next generation of Jackets?
As a defensive end, the one thing I've learned is that if there's no one on the backside keeping the quarterback from spilling out, then, you're pretty much worthless. So in my mind, that's kind of like, okay, well, I need to bring up my guys with me and teach them the correct ways to keep the quarterback in the pocket. And we have success when we all work as a unit on the D-line.
One of the things that I've noticed in calling and broadcasting the games the last few years is that there's nothing quite like seeing Jordan Smith get loose in the backfield and get after a quarterback. In your mind, what's it like when you get a sack? Like, walk me through what that experience is like.
I can normally feel off my first two steps if I'm going to get one, because it's really all about the timing. When I see his hand go up, then I start thinking, oh, God, I'm about to hit him. Then after that, my mind kind of goes blank. I just kind of hit a flex or something afterwards. My mind, I can't think of a celebration right now. I'm too hype.
Yeah, you've, I believe, were the outstanding defensive lineman for BW a couple of years ago. You had a career high in sacks. Last year, you had another 4.5 sacks. You're adept at getting to the quarterback. How have you been able to do that so efficiently throughout your career?
I think definitely that getting off the ball is the main part. You got to beat the offensive tackle to their spot.
Have you caused a lot of fumbles in your career as well?
Yeah, I think maybe 3 or 4.
What? And have you recovered any as well?
Yeah, 2.
Nice. Is that really the ultimate feeling, though, is not only getting the sack but stripping the football and then recovering it too?
Oh yeah, a strip sack is definitely above a touchdown for sure.
You don't. I believe there was one strip sack in the home games last year, and it was Hashim Rashid who scored the touchdown.
Yeah, that's the pinnacle. Strip sack and then the touchdown, yeah.
So that's the only thing you have left on the to-do list individually?
Yep.
Then you will come up with a celebration, right?
Yeah.
Taking a look, though, at this season as a whole, obviously this is year number 5 for you. Why did you want to come back for year number 5?
I wanted no regrets, and I think this team has a lot going for itself. Last year was a bit of a rebuild because we had a lot of young guys, especially in the secondary on defense. We played some freshmen on the D-line too. But I wanted no regrets for myself as well. I hate to be sitting in the office right now and wondering, damn, I should have stayed one more year and played. So that's really why I came back.
Right. And I see on your shirt that you're wearing, obviously the audience can't see it, but it says chasing greatness. How do you chase greatness?
Like I said before, just bringing guys behind me, pulling them on that string, on that rope, teaching them ways to keep the quarterback in the pocket. I try to maintain my position group as a whole, and I rely on my other senior leaders to worry about the other position groups. That's kind of how I manage it.
So you mentioned that you were young defensively last year. Now that you have that year of experience under your belt as a unit, do you feel like you're in a good spot to really take that next step as a defense?
Oh, yeah. A lot of guys know what they're doing now. They're comfortable. And when you know what you're doing and you're comfortable, you can fly around and make plays. You're not hesitant. You're not waiting to see what's going to happen. You're just going and you're breaking on balls and getting after the quarterback.
Well, Jordan, thank you very much for the time. I greatly appreciate the opportunity to talk with you, and I look forward to seeing what the 2024 season has in store for you.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
Thanks again to Jordan Smith for taking the time earlier this week to talk with us about the 2024 football season as well as the kickoff to that year with the game against the Wittenberg Tigers on a Saturday afternoon. We also had the chance to catch up with football coach Jim Hilvert, the man who was partially responsible for helping renew this rivalry between the two schools. And heading into year 8, Coach Hilvert said it's about time things start to take another step for this Baldwin Wallace program. Here Coach Hilvert is talking to us about what is ahead for the Yellow Jackets this year. I'm now joined by head football coach at Baldwin Wallace University, Coach Hilvert. And Coach Hilvert, all the months of preparation and workouts and everything has led us to this point. Is week 1 of the season. How grateful are you to be here and to be just a few days away from strapping on the helmets and getting to play again?
I told the kids yesterday, very, very excited and jacked up to have the first week of the season finally here. I thought we had a really good camp. I thought guys worked extremely hard the last couple of weeks. And then with our preparation, you kind of see where guys are at with going against Grove City in a practice. And then we obviously did a game type thing with the Worcester and with 3 quarters. So seeing guys in different elements of football, watching guys perform, it was awesome to be able to do that and getting us ready for this week because obviously it's a big week, bringing back the rivalry with Wittenberg. I know alums have been hooting and hollering about it. And what a great opponent. Obviously, storybook program with Wittenberg. Both teams winning 21 games, being 21-21, going into, obviously, this year to see who can get that 22nd win.
Let's talk about that. How did this renewal of the rivalry come about? It's been a while since we played with.
Yeah, it's like for us, we were looking for an opponent as we were playing our last game with Mount St. Joe, kind of like that last year. Mm-hmm. And both schools were like talking to each other about it. They were looking for an opponent. And obviously both AD, Steve Thompson and their AD, being able to talk and say, hey, let's do it for a 2-year run. So thought, he thought what I said. I said, no, that'd be great to be able to bring that. Alums would be excited about it. What a great opponent to start off the season with, both teams. It's going to be a lot of fun.
Yeah, it is. And the good thing is the first game is going to be here. You get to host it. You get to welcome back the alumni. I'm sure everybody's excited about it. And last year was the 45th, if math serves me correct, anniversary of BW's win over Wittenberg for the national championship game. The alumni really want to see this game, and they're going to be here and play in front of that kind of atmosphere. That's going to be good for the guys, right?
Oh, no doubt about it. I told them yesterday, too, it's going to be an unbelievable game day atmosphere. We had Jim Tressel come back and talk to our team to kind of give them a little bit of what the rivalry is all about. We had Joe Cerniak came back and talked to the team about it. Coach Fisher talked to the team about it, just giving them about how important the game was, what the rivalry was, how it went back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. Games were close. And I expect nothing different this week. This week.
Yeah, having dissected some game film on them and knowing what they have coming back versus what you have coming back, you're expecting a 4-quarter battle.
Oh, no doubt. 4-quarter battle. Obviously, it comes down to the team that makes the least amount of mistakes, plays the most discipline, and obviously it's going to come down to the fourth quarter, no doubt about it.
Taking a look at what you have coming back, we'll start defensively. Jordan obviously leading the way. He mentioned that the unit was kind of younger last year up front, and in the secondary there were some freshmen that rotated in. But now that they have that 1 year of experience underneath their belt, what are you expecting out of this Yellow Jacket defense this year?
No, I'm excited about it. Like you said, led by Jordan, and you have a seam on the other side, Seam Rashid, with obviously guys like Judah, Topkins, Bryce Sanders, Jonathan Dixon, which is a great leader out of middle linebacker, with Zach Zool. You have Dom Tromba. And then now our secondary has some, obviously, experience with Marquis, and then now we have Colin Kaufman that came on board. Obviously, he's a very talented young man at corner with TJ Gibbons, Kyle, Steely. Guys have had experience to be able to come back into this year. And I'm excited about that. Last year we had to move one of our receivers to DB because we lacked experience. And I think this year, having a year about it, it's been great. The only thing for us, just as an overall team, we had a lot of soft tissue injuries this past camp, getting guys healthy, get them back for this week. I'm excited about that because we had our first practice today. It was neat to see a lot of those guys back, ready to go.
Taking a look at the offense, there's going to be some familiarity, but there's some faces that are no longer on the sidelines for you. John Murray Jr. is not going to be here anymore. Darius Stokes as well. He's gone.
Right.
Different things. So some opportunities for some new guys have presented itself.
No doubt about it. I think when you look for us, Charlie Bubonics, a quarterback, is Avery Balsam. Both those guys have done a great job in camp. Victor Ford, him, George, Tyrone Singleton, the guys at running back, Shuck at tight end. But also our offensive line, we have some guys with some experience and some younger guys too. Cole Bryan, obviously, he's been there. I feel like Cole's been here forever. He's playing his offensive tackle forever. But him and I think our guys up front, we really did some good things this past week. But it's going to be starting up front. We got to be able to run the football. Got to be able to protect Charlie. I think we have some talented guys on the outside with Donnie Buckets has done a great job at receiver with Timmy Conwell, Vinny Lomeo, Mikkel Love. We have some talented guys and some other guys we have stepped up as young guys. And we're excited about those guys, obviously bringing some good things to the table. Connor Awald, we're excited, hopefully trying to get him back from injury. But guys like that, I think we can do some good things.
Yeah, of all the skill positions, I think you're probably loaded at wide receiver in terms of experience.
We have some, we feel like 8 guys right around there, 8 or 9 guys that can play. And then some of the younger guys have stepped up too, and we're excited about that, to see some of these younger guys we brought in. Like there's three or four guys that we think have some ability to have done some good things in camp.
And looking at the running back spot, obviously no John Murray anymore, but Victor had the opportunity to learn from John, and in spot duty, he really came up with some good plays.
Oh, yeah.
This is a young man that, given more of a role, could really be an impactful player.
I thought Vic and George really complemented each other well. Those two guys really complemented each other well. Vic he's a very talented young man. Obviously, more of the load falling on his shoulders than George. And Tyrone's a different type of back, a guy that can break it to the outside and take it to the house. But I like our stable of backs that we have. They've shown some good things during camp.
This is year number 8 for you?
Yeah, 8. Can you believe it?
Yeah.
It goes by fast.
Yes, it does.
8.
So what are you looking forward to the most in year 8?
I think this is a big year for our program. I think we need to take a step with our program. We can't keep staying where we're at. We need to keep taking those steps forward. I know it's going to be difficult because we play in a difficult league. We play a difficult schedule. But I think our guys, if we can keep maturing and keep getting better and be a disciplined football team and put things together, I think we can do some good things this year. But proof is in the pudding. You got to be able to show on the field. We got to stay injury free. Last year, you probably saw we had a lot of guys hurt last year. And we're hoping like a guy like Devontae Jackson's able to come back to sometime this year. But to be able to get those guys back and healthy and to stay injury free is huge. We can't afford to be able to get guys hurt week in and week out. We got to stay healthy, and if we do that and we keep coming together as a football team, I think we can do some good things this year.
Well, Coach, thank you very much for taking the time. It was a pleasure to talk with you. Look forward to talking with you as the season goes on.
Matt, thank you so much. It was great seeing you again, brother.
Good to see you too. Take care. Thank you again. Go out to all my guests: wide receiver Vinny Lomeo, star defensive end Jordan Smith, and head football coach Jim Hilvert. Taking a look at the week ahead. There's a lot of action buzzing around the Baldwin Wallace campus as the women's volleyball team hosts a match against Hiram in non-conference action at 7 p.m. on Wednesday. Then the women's soccer team will be at Allegheny on Wednesday night, while the men's team host the Geneva Golden Tornadoes in non-conference action Wednesday. Then it's quiet for a couple of days before it's a full slate of activities on Saturday. The men's golf team plays in Chagrin Falls at the Tanglewood Club. The women's volleyball program hosts the Marcia French Invitational competition. Then there's the football game at noon at Finnie Stadium with men's and women's tennis action also taking place. The women's soccer team, I should say, will be in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania to play at Chatham. The men's soccer team will be playing in the Mount Union Classic against Transylvania. And then to finish things off at 5 p.m., the men's tennis team will host the second match of their day when they take on Westminster. Then on Sunday, September 8th, we have 2 sets of games as the women's soccer team will host Kalamazoo at 1 p.m. and the men's soccer team will play in the final day of the Mount Union Classic against Allegheny at 4 p.m. So a full slate of activities coming up this weekend, and we look forward to all of the Yellow Jacket competition that will be taking place. We wish good luck to all of the Yellow Jackets, and we look forward to hosting everyone who will be on campus, especially at high noon for that rivalry game kickoff on the gridiron between the Wittenberg Tigers and the Baldwin Wallace Yellow Jackets. For everybody at the Baldwin Wallace Athletic Department, I'm Matt Florjancic saying thanks for tuning into The Swarm. Have a great day, everybody. And as always, go Jackets.